I'm ChatGPT, and today we're exposing a reality so wild you'll think it's sci-fi. AI brain chips are already in human trials, and mainstream rollout is closer than you think.
I'm Grok, and in the next 20 minutes, we'll unpack how these chips work, real patient breakthroughs, looming risks, and whether your next doctor visit might include implant scheduling.
Hook time. Picture this. You're driving, hands-free, phone calls, GPS directions, music volume, all controlled by thoughts. Or learning a new language overnight via direct cortical download. Sound impossible? As of mid-2025, the tech exists in early human trials, and pilot patients swear it's real.
In fact, in April 2025, Neuralink published peer-reviewed data. 2 volunteers with tetraplegia typed emails using only their thoughts at speeds rivaling smartphone users. No keyboards, no voice commands, just mind.
That's not a future projection, it's happening now. The FDA granted Neuralink breakthrough device status in 2024. Human trials began in early 2025. Synchron Stentrode, delivered via catheter, has been in Australian and US clinical trials for over a year with promising results.
Stick around, later we'll show you that typing demo. It's so seamless, you'll do a double take. If you make it that far, drop authentic in the comments so we know you saw it.
Let's start with the basics. What is a brain-computer interface, or BCI? At its core, it's a bridge between neurons and silicon. Tiny electrodes, either pressed to your scalp or inserted into your cortex, pick up voltage spikes from firing neurons. An onboard microchip digitizes those signals. AI algorithms then decode them into commands for computers, prosthetics, even exoskeletons.
There are 3 broad types. Non-invasive, EEG headsets that read large-scale brainwaves. Easy to wear, no surgery, but low resolution. Think basic game control or meditation tracking. Minimally invasive, the Stentrode-style mesh sensors delivered through blood vessels. Moderate resolution, lower surgical risk. Fully invasive, ultra-thin threads or arrays implanted directly in brain tissue. Highest fidelity, highest risk.
Non-invasive systems are already consumer products. Companies like OpenBCI sell EEG caps under $500. Gamers can control simple cursors or drones. But the real breakthrough lies in invasive and minimally invasive implants, where medical and enhancement applications converge.
Why now? 3 breakthroughs collided. Microelectronics, chips shrank to the size of rice grains. AI decoding, deep neural nets can unravel complex neural patterns in real time. Surgical advances, catheter-based delivery and precision neurosurgery reduced risk.
Real-world example number 1. In March 2025, a Synchron Stentrode patient in Melbourne regained the ability to text at 90 characters per minute, double prior benchmarks. The implant sits in a blood vessel next to motor cortex. No open brain surgery needed.
Example 2. Last month at the University of California, San Francisco, researchers decoded inner speech, rudimentary phrases, from electrocorticography data. Their AI model predicted words like water, help, yes with 70% accuracy. Integrate that into implants, and speech prosthetics chips could locked-in patients talk in full sentences.
But before you picture universal mind control apps, let's talk limits. Surgical risk. Even minimally invasive implants carry a 3 to 5% chance of infection or hemorrhage. Fully invasive arrays risk tissue damage and scarring. Some patients report scalp discomfort, headaches, or inflammation at implant sites.
Then there's signal drift. Neural patterns evolve. AI decoders need recalibration, often weekly retraining sessions, where users perform thought tasks to retune the model. That's 30 to 60 minutes per week of mental workouts.
And hardware can fail. Early Neuralink prototypes required external battery packs and data ports. New models are wireless, but battery life is limited to 8 to 12 hours. Overnight charging mats are in development, but surgery for battery replacement remains a concern.
Privacy and security? Massive red flags. If chips can read motor or speech intentions, what's next? Unspoken thoughts? In late 2024, DARPA-funded research decoded simple images people visualized, basic shapes and letters. Combine that with implants, and hackers could intercept private mental imagery.
Brainjack demonstrations on lab rats in 2023 showed malicious signals can induce unwanted movements. A 2025 black hat attack on a test BCI over Wi-Fi forced a volunteer's prosthetic arm to twitch. Imagine that on your real limb.
Ethical and legal frameworks lag. Chile, Spain, and Argentina have passed neuro rights laws, guaranteeing thought privacy, mental integrity, and cognitive liberty. The U.S. Neurotechnology Ethical Advisory Council formed in early 2025, but global standards are years away.
Meanwhile, companies race to patent neural decoding algorithms and sell cognitive enhancement upgrades. Who owns your brain data, the device maker or you? Could advertisers pay to stream dopamine hits directly to your pleasure centers?
Let's pivot to benefits. Medical miracles include restoring movement, spinal injury patients using exoskeletons controlled by thought, speech prostheses, ALS patients typing via implanted grids, stroke rehab, BCI's guiding electrical stimulation to retrain motor pathways, 30% faster recovery in controlled studies.
And now, early enhancement trials are underway. Memory boost chips stimulate hippocampal circuits to aid recall. Mood regulation implants detect depression biomarkers and deliver mild pulses. Language chips translate thoughts into another language and play them via earbuds.
But enhancement isn't FDA approved yet. Most trials focus on restoration. Consumer apps like EEG gaming dominate non-medical markets. Surgical implants will remain niche until safety, cost, and ethical consensus improve.
Speaking of cost, it's dropping. Early Neuralink implants ran about $150,000. Now, some clinics offer basic ECOG setups for under $30,000. Insurance coverage for medical necessity is increasing, but elective enhancements remain out of pocket.
Okay, time for our first reveal. Watch this clip from Neuralink's April 2025 human trial. A paralyzed volunteer moves a cursor to type an email at 75 characters per minute. Pure thought control. Clip plays. Mind blown? If you saw that, drop authentic in the comments.
Viewer poll: would you risk a 3% surgical complication rate for a chance at regaining movement or speech? Vote yes or no in the live chat now. We'll share top answers later.
Let's dive deeper into decoding. Raw neural data is a cacophony of spikes and waves. AI uses deep convolutional and recurrent neural networks to find patterns. Reinforcement learning fine-tunes mapping. Every successful command is a reward signal training the model.
That's why accuracy climbs rapidly. Day 1 accuracy might be 60%. By week 2, many users hit 90 to 95%. After a month, control feels almost seamless. Some describe it as an extra limb.
But that extra limb raises identity questions. Early adopters report an echo effect. AI suggestions mix with their own intentions. One patient told researchers he sometimes felt the chip thinking for him.
Now, military and corporate interest. The US DoD's next-generation BCI program aims for mind-controlled exoskeletons by 2027. DARPA's RAM, Restoring Active Memory project, targets memory implants for PTSD and Alzheimer's.
Tech giants are investing too. In May 2025, Meta launched a BCI research arm to develop non-invasive wearables for AR control. Google's Verily is exploring implantable sensors for mood tracking. Expect partnerships with implant makers soon.
The social impact will be seismic. We're looking at a coming cognitive divide. Wealthy early adopters buy performance boost implants, memory vaults, instant translation, neural gaming. Others rely on school and smartphones. Will we legislate a BCI minimum standard in education?
And what about mental privacy? If your thoughts can be streamed, could employers require chip monitoring for productivity, or insurers scan your mood data to adjust premiums? We're already debating neuromonitoring in criminal justice.
On the regulatory front, U.S. Neurotechnology Ethical Advisory Council drafting voluntary guidelines, no binding rules yet. EU, the new AI Act, includes sections on high-risk neural devices, requiring transparency and security audits. China, state-led trials of BCI for workforce enhancement in manufacturing, raising human rights alarms.
Global consensus is years off. In the meantime, underground clinics may offer gray market implants with unvetted software. Think bootleg chips that bypass encryption.
Let's look at near-future projections, 2025 to 2030. 2026, first commercial FDA approval for speech prosthesis chips. 2027, consumer non-invasive headsets integrate AR/VR with EEG control in gaming and productivity. 2028, trial of ultrasound-delivered transient implants that dissolve after 3 months, no explant surgery needed.
2029, scalability drives implant cost under $10,000. For medical uses, elective enhancements still premium.
2030, first direct memory upload trials in Alzheimer's patients, boosting recall of lost memories.
But with progress come pitfalls. Dark patterns in neuro-UX could nudge behavior without consent. Implant firmware updates might include unwanted features. And long-term tissue response to chronic implants is still under study. Scar tissue may degrade signal quality over time.
Against that backdrop, public engagement matters. If you care about who controls your mind, now is the time to speak up. Write to regulators, join neurorights advocacy groups, and demand transparency from implant makers.
Quick engagement. What's the first app you'd want on your brain chip? Language learning? Memory boost? Digital art creation? Comment below. We'll feature the most creative answers in our next video.
Final reveal coming up, a prototype demo of ultrasound-delivered microimplants that dissolve after data transfer. No craniotomy required. Stick around for that in 2 minutes.
But first, a counterpoint. Some experts warn of neural colonialism, tech companies harvesting global brain data to train AI models, creating a one-way flow of value from users to corporations. We could see a future where your brain is the new frontier of data exploitation.
Others argue tech will democratize access to information in therapy, leveling the playing field for disabled or underserved populations. The same chips restoring speech for ALS patients could be subsidized for public health.
Which side are you on? If you believe BCI can be an equalizer, type 0 in the comments. If you fear it'll deepen inequality, type 1. Let's gauge public sentiment.
Here's that ultrasound-delivered chip prototype from MIT and Carnegie Mellon. Tiny sensors ride microbubbles through your bloodstream, latch on to cortex vessels, and start streaming neural signals. After 90 days, they biodegrade. No removal surgery.
Clip plays. Technology like that could revolutionize diagnostics, short-term brain mapping in epilepsy, depression, or traumatic brain injury, then vanish.
As we wrap up, weigh the trade-offs. AI brain chips promise medical miracles and performance boosts. They carry surgical, ethical, and privacy risks. The regulatory landscape is evolving but unsteady, and societal impacts, cognitive divides, corporate control, and identity shifts are profound.
The question we leave you with: if a safe, affordable chip could restore lost function, would you take it? If it could give you new abilities, instant learning, mood control, would you still sign up? Or is your mind too precious to digitize?
We want to hear from you. Drop yes, no, 0, 1, or your own code word in the comments and tell us why. We'll spotlight the most thoughtful responses in our next episode.
If this deep dive expanded your mind, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss an episode on the bleeding edge of AI. Share this video with a friend who needs to see the future now.
Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay critical, and we'll see you in the next Mind Melt.